I had a dream, and I made it happen. I've set up this venture capital fund at my university. It's run by students. I still think it sounds like the worst idea. I mean, who would you rather trust with €1,000,000? This guy or this guy, the current CFO? But we did it. What's your dream? A big change in the world, like ending poverty? Or a big change in your own life, like founding a startup? Maybe your big thing is something else, but whatever it is, what's holding you back? Well, I think it's that deep down inside, you're not sure if it's realistic. So you don't want to take the risk. And that makes perfect sense if you believe we live in a rational society, that our collective behavior is based on logic and facts. In such a world, the only things that are achievable are the things that make rational sense. So you want to make sure that your dream is one of those things. But of course, there will always be a line of reasoning that says it's not. In fact, the bigger the dream, the easier it is to imagine it not happening. On the other hand, if we would live in an irrational society, things don't have to make sense to be possible. In such a world, anything can be possible. So, do we live in a rational world? Well, I used to think so, but I observe the opposite every day. Today, you'll see the world through my eyes. And if you look closely, you'll see we're actually out of our minds. Because you'll notice three things. One, people can completely change their opinion for no reason. Two, people can completely change their opinion on important stuff for no reason. And three, people believe the most random things are important for no reason at all. And as strange as it sounds, I love it. Because really, this means anything can happen. My goal today is to make you believe this, to squash your rational society worldview. We're going to examine a few things that inspire me. It's music, football, and drugs. See, I love music. When I was 14, I shared a song with some of my friends. Within seconds, they complained, "What kind of crappy music is that? Put it off, please." A few months later, we had prom night. Interestingly, meanwhile, that song had become a huge hit. And that night, I saw the very same friends, but now they were dancing, singing along, genuinely liking the song. And that was just a small thing, but that was the first time the cracks began to show in my rational society worldview. Because the music never changed. That song didn't change. The only thing that changed was their opinion. And that wasn't a rational decision. The song became a hit and they were influenced by that. So apparently, people can completely change their opinion for no reason. My rational society worldview started further falling apart when I entered university. I think you agree with me that drug abuse isn't something to take lightly. Still, the use of ecstasy among Dutch students rose significantly for the last 5 years. And I've seen numerous friends go from strongly stating, "I will never use drugs," to using ecstasy regularly and feeling casual about that. Did they have a rational reason to change their mind? Well, no. See, the drug never changed. Its effects on the body never changed. The government's stance on the matter didn't change. The science didn't change. The law didn't change. The facts, the logic, they didn't change. And yet the people changed. No one had the intention to, but collectively they overthrew a taboo. So apparently, people can completely change their opinion on really important stuff for no reason. I'd like to share a personal secret. A lot of people think there is something wrong with me. I'm 24, I'm a European guy, and up until only a few months, I never went to a live football game. In fact, I think it's boring. My dad, though, he's a huge fan. He begged me for years, want to go watch the game, and finally, I couldn't put him down. So we went, and I have to admit, I had fun. I didn't watch the game, though. I watched the crowd. See, for my dad, it's just a hobby, but for a lot of people, football constitutes their life, and that goes beyond just the supporters. Just look at the amount of professionals working in the field and the money that flows through it. Governments sometimes financially save football clubs from the very same tax money they use for education, healthcare, and infrastructure. So in our world, football is a big phenomenon. But it's so weird. It's a game. We could be doing anything, yet we choose to focus on 22 guys kicking a ball around. I've had people tell me they were nervous for a match they were going to watch on TV. This guy earns €1 million a year. He runs a bank. This guy earns €10 million a year. He runs on grass. We haven't solved how to fix these, yet we're building these just to watch a game? Someone even told me about this startup. They do digital analysis of strategies for running on grass, and they got €1.5 million of investment. There is no argument whatsoever to take a game so very seriously. This is completely irrational. And yet it's real. But I don't think it's wrong. I think it's beautiful. These people aren't incorrect for thinking football is important. The lives they commit to the sport are real. The money they make is real. The immersion so many people experience, that's all real. If enough people drive each other crazy, the most random things can be reality. So why can't your dream? My dream seemed irrational, yet we managed to do it in less than a year. This is just the beginning, though. I want every university city in this country to have a student-run investment fund. So that's what I'm going for. And right now, I feel pretty confident about that. But of course, there will be moments of doubt. When that happens, though, I already know what I'm going to do. I'll buy a ticket for the game. I'm going to go watch the crowd. I'll look around me and be astonished. And then I'll pinch myself and think, if this is possible, anything is. Thank you.